Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham News and Update show for January 22nd. Again, yes, and we're doing it live because I was told that the sound sucked. So guess what? We're going to double feature tonight. Guess who I have with us? Where is he? Mike Stewart. There we go. We're going to do it again. I see you. Is it working? Oh, he's got hotel room internet access. Can you see me? Uh-oh. Oh man, he'll be back. All right. I'll let you know when he comes back. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into the news and update show that we had earlier today. It was as you can see on the thumbnail. It says, "Are we in for Humphreys? Stephen Humphreys." So that's a striker that from Wigan Athletic that we've been looked into. That is something we do a lot of updates. We do a lot of news for like transfer news, but I want to say earlier today we talked about it. But yes, so Stephen Humphreys is someone we're looking at. He's a striker. He's from Wigan Athletic. Also going to talk about James McLean, why he could be possibly in for some some of his yellow cards and things like that. So that's a possibility. We're also going to go into some news and notes from the gaffer, talking about the excuse me one second. Talking about the loss over the weekend, and we're going to talk about Wrexham open to making my guy open to making. Yes, he's in a hotel room. I love it. Sorry, I was doing the opening. It was going terrible.
Like my Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, like his Wi-Fi connection. Yes, I was just giving a rundown. We're going to do the Stephen Humphreys, McLean on thin ice, quotes from the gaffer about the defeat, and talking about the free for the states to watch. So so this is we're doing this now because I got grief because no one can hear the earlier one. So we're going to do it again. You up for it?
All right, let's go. Let's get it going. And you're going to have to catch me up because I've been out of touch for a few days. So there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. All right, so I'll do a little reading, and then we can talk about it as we go. How's that? This one is about the little bit of transfer news. And by the way, Mike, let's get a hat update.
All right, so we got the Vegas Golden Knights Stanley Cup champions hat. Not the Stanley Cup. That's a mug. That's a Stanley mug, not a cup. Stop calling it the Stanley Cup. There's only one Stanley Cup, and it's hockey.
I love it. I love it. That's it. I love it. By the way, this is being done because we put the show up earlier and it went terribly. And I have several notes like the sound sucks. You suck. There we go. Everything sucks. I was like, okay, so get involved in the chat. Everything sucks at this point, but we're going to put it back up. We're going to redo the show again. So this is awesome. Where are you, by the way? Before we listen, all the fun. We don't do a lot of live shows during the week. So where are you at right now?
I'm in sunny, warm, not warm Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Right.
I'm right on the water. I've got a beautiful view behind me. Well, not with the curtains, of course. But,
it looks beautiful right there. Yeah.
If I opened them up, you would see the ocean over there.
Yeah. If so,
it's cold. It's so cold. Like
it's cold. It's raining here in Los Angeles. So, yeah, it's good to have. Like we were just texting back and forth. I'm like, I'm going on. He's like, all right, I'm coming on. I was like, let's do this. So, we're gonna redo the show from earlier today, which went pear-shaped. All right. So this comes from Team Talk. All right, Team Talk. So Wrexham are obviously looking to sign players. Sources: Wrexham make a bid for powerful League One striker as Parkinson holds plot for late January edition. So this is a striker, Stephen Humphreys. They want to bolster the attack. He's 26 years old. He plays for Wigan Athletic. Red Dragons are currently second in League Two, as we know. And Parkinson sees Humphreys as someone who could help fire the goals to propel them to promotion. He scored 9 goals with 4 assists in 33 games. He's 26 years old. He was in the Fulham Academy before leaving to the South End in 2019. Then with the Rochdale in 2020 before moving to Wigan the following year. So he's 6'1". He's a front man. He's 26 years old. Scored 45 times in 197 games. What say you? I know this is like coming out of nowhere, and we're trying to figure out who this guy is. Striker up front, 26 years old. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, hey, we add some depth. I mean, it's not a position we necessarily need to win this, promotion this season. but I like it. It's a bold move. You bolster the attack. Do you pair him up top with Mullen, or is he coming on as a super sub? I
Mhm.
don't know, but there's an opportunity to give Mullen a break too. And
Mhm.
hopefully, he lives up to the potential in this league. I'm assuming he would. He's done so at Wigan.
Yeah.
Um,
Issue
but
is
it
like,
also,
go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, just a final thought is I also don't know anything about him other than what you just read. I'd never heard the name before. So
Yeah, and I think that's what's kind of coming out of that's kind of what's coming out of Wrexham is like we just don't know. So who are these players? And yeah, we don't want to do deep dives. And that's I mean to a little bit to dig into that a little bit deep is like um, you know the consistency has been with Mullen. There's Palmer, Fletch, and Dalby, right, and even Bickerstaff, who we not take into consideration. Um, I would think like, they're all 29, 32, and I know, so it's like what I'm trying to say is like Palmer and Fletcher have been out inconsistently, even though Mullen got injured. So do we want to go for a younger striker, little 6'1", younger striker that can maybe be a little bit more consistent, a little more handle the weather of the league? I mean, that's one thing to be considered, right?
yeah, I mean, I think you're planning for the future. Next season, the season after, you're getting guys that are clearly not old, but they're older by football standards, and you just don't know when it's their final call is going to come. Could be
Mhm.
29, it could be 31, it could be 34, but
Yeah,
they're more susceptible to injuries as they get older. Why not get a kid that's younger?
yeah.
Again, I would really prefer them to go and make another move for a different position before going after a striker, but I still like it.
Yeah, well, the other guy is the Ronan Hale guy up north, and we know we did a show about that a couple of days ago. He's also 25. He's in the NIFL. Let me try to see this real quick. Where is that? Oh, is that a whiskey? What do you got? A whiskey there?
This is apple juice. It's
Oh,
I don't. Can I show the can on the screen, or is that or
we're not
I'll just
monetized.
say it.
We're not monetized. There
Oh
you go.
well, um,
Yeah.
not official sponsor of the show. There's a CVS right near the hotel, and they only had these kind of products, so I got a big boy.
It's a diet. It's a diet. Arius. Okay. This is what I wanted to have. One of the guys that said the sound sucked. There's Jose Rojas. Hey, we're doing this for you, Jose. So
Midfielder,
awesome.
center
We need a
back.
midfielder.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Jose. Same thing. I
Yeah.
want to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Uh, so Jose, midfielder, center back. Putting this out to you. There's not many people watching, and we're just throwing it out there. Who do you want out there? What are the options out there? And let's talk about the midfielder. I feel, and I'll pass it to you after this. I feel like we need someone to replace the cannon role. I think that Elliot Lee and Gio are good, but the cannon role, the cannon and the JJ role is not where I feel comfortable at. What are you
And
thinking?
it could use some tweaking, and
Mm-hmm.
really comes down to depth. If those guys aren't performing, you want to have the depth to be able to pull someone up, and then
Yep.
give them a little break, and hopefully that they can adapt and get back into form. But or just move on.
Yep.
So
We talk about the depth. It's like, okay, if you don't have those top three, right? Who's coming off that bench? And we'll talk about it in a little bit too about the issues with yellow cards, injuries, and those are mounting up, and we can talk about that a little bit too. But we have a deep side, but we also don't have depth of where I feel like we can actually make an impact.
yeah,
Hold on.
absolutely.
Who's thinking number 25 from Port Vale? All right, I'll do the research. Rojas, Jose, I'll do the Rojas. I'll do the research on it. Here we go. I'm going to go to Port Vale. Let's see. Do you know who that is? Port
I
Vale.
don't, not off the top of my head, but I
Okay.
need to ask if people were giving you hell about the sound quality earlier. Are they
Yeah.
regulars or are they newbies?
Yeah, that's good. Put it out there. Let's see. We don't do many live shows. We're gonna listen. The goal is we're gonna do a lot more live shows. So let's get used to this. Okay. Can't remember. He says I can't remember the name. Jose, we'll get it for you right now. Well, I'm gonna follow him right now. Let's see. Number 25. He said right.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Number 25. 25 is what the hell? Bailey DePepa. Bailey DePepa.
Not a name that
Statman
rings a
Mike's
bell.
gonna get him. So Bailey DePepa is a forward, Jose. So played 5 games, 72 minutes. I'm gonna look him up.
So he hasn't played that much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find a picture of this guy or a profile.
Okay. I got him up here. You got him? But he's one of the Jose was one of the ones that said the sound was terrible. So I'm in. Oh, so Bailey DePepa. So he is 17 years old. Okay. But he's a striker. He's a striker. First round Port Vale under 9. First team debut at Crew, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he's a striker. He's 17 years old. I'm not saying he's bad. Don't know much about him, but that's a good shout for up front. Okay, it's a good shout for up front. Center back. He's talking about center back here.
Bailey DePepa. Okay, I finally got the profile. Center back, I'm not really sure who we get, but I trust Phil's judgment.
Yep. I trust him too. I feel like there's options out there, but this earlier on, like I said, we were putting this out there and kind of going through the Stephen Humphreys. Let's see what happens. That's an option out there. Like I said, the Ronan Hale one is out there as well. I personally believe, like you, I think it's a midfielder and a center back. And our number 21. Hold on, here we go. All right, here we go. We're live. Or number 21. He was very good against Wrexham when he played against them. Okay.
And this is also a Port Vale player.
I'm assuming. Yeah, we'll do all the research and we'll do it live. Let's go. Back a couple months ago.
James Plant is number 21.
Okay, what's he look like?
He looks very, very young. I don't see he's a midfielder. The profile does not say anything else other than that on their website. I don't see any statistics.
Let me see. Port Vale is. Oh, sorry. Port Vale is a League 2 or League 1 side?
They're League 1.
Yep. Also Port Vale. Okay. Oh, so League 1. Okay. I get it. So Port Vale to decide Reese Williams, right? This morning. I think that's what they did as well. Port Vale just signed a guy last week. Announced they were signing a Liverpool defender, Reese Williams. So they're making some signings in League 1. All right, so those are some possibilities. This is some possibilities in regards to bringing players in. But like I said, we don't know much about the guy. Like originally, we're talking about the Stephen Humphrey player. For me, I think we got to go midfielder and center back. But what do I know? But that's where I'm at. Yeah.
I'm like CDM center back.
Yep. And at this league, as you know, like we talk about every week, you and I, we don't have much information, so we have to go off the information that we have. We're trying to get people on, so that's part of it too. I'll move on, and I know you probably saw the show yesterday in regards to the card issue, and I want to get your thoughts on before we get to that. The next one is up on goal. I want to get your thoughts on the game with the cards and the ref. Sitting a couple days later, what are your thoughts on that?
So we're talking the Newport County game this past Saturday. Yep. Everybody on TV, all the pundits, all the news said that was a legitimate card. I'm still looking at it like he put us in a position that allowed a ref to make a bad call. I don't think he really made any contact. Yeah, spikes up, but it was more of a yellow in my opinion. Mm-hmm. This ref has a reputation for pulling out cards and making the game about himself. I still feel that it's our responsibility to not allow that to happen or allow us to be in a situation where the ref could make a bad call and would likely make one because of that reputation. And, that was on us. He put his spikes up regardless. And if that is a red card, so be it. We put ourselves in that situation. I wouldn't have called it if I was the ref. But I mean, the ref also pulled out, 5 yellows for Newport County?
Mhm.
Like, so
Yeah, 11 yellows. 11 yellows and a red.
it was insane. Like, and I don't really think the game was super out of control. He was just like trigger happy.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like anyway. I could go back and watch it and maybe take a little emotion out of it, but
Do you think that, I mean, I don't, this is not like I don't think we have, I don't think we have a discipline problem. I really don't. I don't see us playing out of control. I don't think that's part of our nature. I think we're very measured. I'm not going to say we're being targeted, but I don't feel as if we have like a discipline problem, even though I'm looking at, 8 for McLean, 5 for Elliott Lee, 5 for Mullen. I mean, I go down the list here. I don't feel like we are an out of control team.
we need to like maybe discuss like psychology and sociology and unconscious bias. Everyone has unconscious bias, and maybe this rep has a thing about Wrexham, or maybe it's because of the Hollywood attention.
Yeah.
That it's given all these folks a little bit of incentive to make some noise because maybe they'll make season 3. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The refs in this league are not that great anyway. They're not great in the Premier League, frankly, either. So,
Worse than Premier League, and then the MR is even worse, right?
yeah, it feels that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. And on that note, it's like, the next thing I want to talk about, which we're doing the re-show, which is a lot more fun than actually just talking at the screen, to be honest with you. It's James McLean is dangerously close to a 2-match suspension after he showed his 8th yellow card for a wild flailing arm. So this is from Goal. I mean, it is what it is. So at this point, like, James McLean has 8 yellow cards to his name, and here's the stats. It's like here, John H is in there. So check this out. So 2-match ban for 10 yellow cards picked up after the first 37 games of the season. We're at 27 going into 28, right? 3-match ban for 15 yellow cards. 15 cards, by the way, not yellows. 15 cards until the final game of the season, pre-playoffs. So, I feel like McLean could miss, the Salford. Who knows? He's got to be careful.
I feel like in this league, I would probably have multiple 3-match bans. Just like going out there and just gonna slide tackle the shit out of someone. We're not monetized yet. I can get away with that.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. But no, think about that, right? So let me run that back real quick. And there's McLean and McCullen. John H says McLean and Mullen have both been suspended a game for a yellow accumulation already. Gillingham again. Yeah, that's John H. That's a good note. But this is bigger because the bigger, and we talked about this yesterday, was the injury list. Like, I'm really concerned with the stash, the O'Connor injury. I think that's a big thing.
What's the prognosis on that?
He's got a fractured foot. How long is that? So who steps
I don't know.
in?
It's got to be 4 to 6 weeks,
right? So there's a lot of injuries, and I talked to Matt Al, who's been in the chat. And can we field? So here's the squad. So this is from 2 days ago, but we're going to bring it back because this came up on Goal. So this is a text from Matt Al, who's on our chat and Discord. So he says in the EFL there's a 22-player squad limit, excluding goalkeepers and players who are 21 and under. At a 16-player bench for matches. Subtract injuries and suspensions, realize that we have more cards and injuries. That could mean we don't put a full side for inclusive and subs on match days. Reserves still need to be named by the end of the transfer window, unless the reserves are all 21. We have 5 or 6 injured players, which means we only have 15 or 16 outfield players plus Clearworth. And also an additional note there. So we've only got 10 days, though. On the squad, the squad has to be named. It can't be swapped out. So O'Connor could miss out the rest of the season. Is that so? Do we not take him out because McFadden just came back in the squad? And this says,
that's I wasn't aware of that. So that's really concerning.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even with a full healthy squad, I was already concerned about the bench, and now we're going to have to probably dig into that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So who steps up? Yeah. So who steps up?
I mean, we've seen the bench, like when they've been put in. What was was it at the FA Cup game? No, not the FA Cup game. What was it? where it was pretty much all bench players.
Bristol Street, yeah, the Bristol Street Rovers, right?
Yeah, that's I'm concerned. Like our big guys go out or suspended. We don't have a bench, and we don't appear to be making any substantial moves to bolster that.
Yeah.
With how the top of the table is, the top six, like we could easily fall if we're not smart about what we do, and and if someone doesn't rise to the challenge, fill that gap.
Yeah, John H. Yes, it's 3 weeks, not months. No, it is 3 weeks, and I get that, but 3 to 4, he still have a fracture. Look at Martinez for Manchester United. He came back early, and now he's been gone for a couple months. He fractured his foot, had a surgery. So you have Ford, and we have Anthony Ford out with a back issue, and we have the concussion for Andy Cannon. We have O'Connor, who's there. O'Connor, for me, by the way, if he's not injured, he's in for Boyle. Boyle doesn't make that challenge, we don't lose that game. That's for going back and shuffling it around. I mean, that's just my thought on that. Correct? I mean, it's
right. So, what does John H. says? Those games you can use anyone on the team. League games can only use 22 named players. Okay.
So who are those 22 at this point? We got to go, So
got to sort that out.
Yeah, you got to sort that out. So back to the yellow card thing. James McLean has 8. Elliott Lee has 5. Mullen has 5. O'Connell has 5. Palmer has 4. Connor, who's out. Boyle, James, and 3. And the rest have 2 and 1. So, I feel like the depth of the squad, if we're going to do what we need to do, we have the FA Cup game coming up. There could be some shuffling around. I don't know what's in the reserves. There's a reserve game tomorrow, like I said, Parkinson said. So, I think there's, I know this is like we set it up with talking about transfers, but I think the squad is not in peril, but it needs to be figured out. We need to bring some players in.
Yeah, I think a little bit of fresh blood.
A little bit of fresh blood.
Help.
People are coming
Talking
in.
About
yeah.
What do we got?
I know some people are coming in. Come on in. Yeah, come on. It's late. I know. We just did this. We're doing so. So I'm doing this. We're doing this because the sound sucked earlier. So we figured we just put a show up and do it live. And there you go. Fuck it, we'll do it live. There you go.
We got this. It's always good to just chat anyway. And
yeah,
I like the banter in the in the chat room too. So
the chat's really good. I love it. I'm working on getting things over to the other side of it on the new OBS thing. But this is comfortable. We know how to use this. Can move on to the next topic. Here you go. John H says, players at the back, not front though. We don't need a striker at this point. Yes. Yeah, but John, and I'll put this on to Mike. It seems like every news we get is for a striker. Yeah, I think we're good in the back line for the defenders, but they all get injured. So what are we looking at here? So I'll pass it to Mike. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's fair. Like, I don't want the big news coming out that we're trying to go after a striker, but that's all we're seeing, right?
Right.
At least in terms of like bigger names, I guess. I don't know how to say bigger names in this league because like most of the players nobody knows anyway. But
well, I think
once you really pay attention.
What you're saying, bigger names like players dropping down, like i.e. this guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I think John has a point, right?
Yep. Go ahead.
I mean, we don't need a striker now, but that's what they're going for. Summer window, it would make more sense. But if we can lock this guy up, why not? But we really need, to be successful or to protect what we've done. We really need to work on that, center back and CDM or just a general midfielder that is good with distribution. Distribution seems to be kind of weak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, Mullen scored goals, but he hasn't. I wouldn't say lit it up. Unfortunately, he's amazing. I still think he's great, but maybe it's just like you said. We're just missing certain pieces. Like we get behind a little bit, and things aren't happening. So we have to push it. We have to kind of get out of our rhythm in so many ways. Hey, Pay the Piper, how you doing? Good to see you. That's a regular there. Yep. Hello, sir.
I was thinking maybe like possession. Our possession has been kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
We have had several games where they're in the 30%, 40% range, and some of those we win. We've won a good chunk of those, but it's still like it shouldn't be that way. And I don't think Mullins maybe necessarily getting the ball as he maybe should or could if we had the right midfielder in place. And he's not been as prolific, and I don't think it's because he's falling off talent wise.
Yeah.
He's created a lot of chances for himself. So
out of nothing, by the way, because I think most games,
right.
Is that we're lumping the ball up, knocking it down, and he's not having the getting the ball into the channel. So you're right. He's kind of working by himself. We're not. What was the game where Gio got the ball? Was it the Shrewsbury game? We got the ball on the ground. We started putting it out to the sides, and we actually won that game because we put the ball on the ground. I think it was a Shrewsbury match, right? We haven't been able to do that, right? We haven't been able to do that. So we're not giving the front line enough. Knocking it down is we can't go long ball all the time. What's that? What's John H saying there? We're third in goals. Our back is injured. Focus on the defense. We're set up. He's not wrong, but he's not right. Yeah, I'm not saying you're not right, but like I don't see. I think the midfield's the problem. I think we're surpassing the midfield too much, and we have too much talent in the midfield to do that. And something's missing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I do still think we need to invest in a back, but I think really the ultimate problem is probably the midfield possession distribution, getting clean passes to your strikers and sets.
Yep,
it could be a lot better. Like despite losing to Newport County, I think we could have won that game.
I do too, 100%. I think they thought they could have won it down to 10 men, right? Didn't you gather that? I mean, I think they were frustrated, and it's not at the end of the day, but I think they could. I think they thought they could have won that match. And to be fair, listen, the goal was it was a good goal. It was also like not a great goal, so it was a good goal for them. Okonkwo did everything he could. It was almost like it was in a place where he almost couldn't get it, but they created nothing major after that.
Yeah, and we looked like we turned it on in the second half. When you think they'd be gassed, they were putting chances out there. They didn't really create a lot in the first half, and I think that's been our problem all season. Our first halves, we've struggled.
Yeah,
in a lot of those matches.
Unless we score early and shut them down early, then we can keep that momentum. Other than that, I don't think we didn't do anything. Okay, and then we have the sending off, and then we'll talk about that in a second because we have some notes here from the gaffer. John H says, why not? Is because he needs to name 22 players at the end of the month for the rest of the season. You have 5 strikers already, all capable unless they loan out Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff, I don't think is. I would have kept Billy Waters, but I think he had a little bit more of a, I don't want to say ego, but he had a little bit more behind him. But Bickerstaff, I don't think really comes into play. You? What do you think?
No, I haven't been impressed with Bickerstaff. I think he's on the chopping block or a loan opportunity. Yeah, I'd like to see him come around, but I just don't think he has a place in the squad.
Moving forward, Mullins not still 100%, still hurting in my opinion. Do you think so? This long?
Even if that's the case, he's still making most of the noise out there. He's doing a lot of the creation when he's in there. He looked a little rough in the last match, but we've had quite a few tough matches in a row.
But his job is basically at this point to run up and down the pitch and just chase shadows. So not really creating much. Mullen was in a disadvantaged position last game. It's hard to play a lone strike when you. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. And plus, we're down Mendy, and I'm not to say Mendy can get across him, but he played defense. So I think we're. I don't want to say we're holding on at this stage, but we're battling against a lot of things, and for our league position, it's really powerful.
I mean, I think we have really this awesome expectation for greater. And I think everyone has that. But I mean, we just got promoted to this league and we're sitting in second place.
Yeah.
I mean, we want more. We know there's more, this staff or this club is capable of more. The guys who we throw out there are capable of more. And we really, I think all of us believe that Stockport is within our reach.
Right. 100%.
But we're still struggling in a lot of areas, and we're like 1 or 2 pieces really from making that leap, I think. And I think that's what people want.
Yeah, it's almost like a boxing match where it's like, you're in the middle of the fight and it's just, connecting on a few punches. That one punch can be the knockout punch. But, to be fair, it's, we're in January, and it's cliche, and Maka said it in a couple games early. He's like, nothing's won in January. But I think the mentality of the club is like, they're not going to give up. You can see like the minerals are there. It's like, we're just not clicking yet. Like we haven't hit it's almost like we're in second gear. We have a third and a fourth gear. We haven't hit it yet, So,
right.
What do you think about that note there? What do you think there?
Play Luke Young more, James Jones more. Lee is great. Our mids are strong. Front is strong. Back not as strong. We've only lost 5 games, guys. Can't win them all. I mean, that's fair. Can't win them all. We just expect to because, we know this club can do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. Like and I think I said that in the last match. I wasn't mad. Like it's unfortunate to get a red card like that. But like, I'm still happy. Like we have a lot more to be proud about than to be disappointed about. Right.
Yeah. No,
yeah,
John.
No,
go ahead.
I hear what he's saying. Yeah. We're talking like it's mid-table, and that's what I'm trying to say. We also have to be realistic. I mean, we're not the only ones saying this, right? Like we love the team. We know this team is capable of doing more. And we're certainly not mid-table, and we got to realize that we're in second place. We're fighting top 3. Like it's amazing. Right after promotion. We're really lucky, actually.
I think this is more like a late night talk at this point. It's like we're just kind of a conversation, and and by the way, jump on. I'll drop it in the chat. Come on in if you want to come in. Come on in. We're just having like a casual conversation in a positive way. We're not, that's not what we're doing. I think if you listen to Mike and I, we chat most of the games. That's not what this is about. I think we're just trying to see like how we, we're in a good position. We want to move forward. How do we do this? And what do we do? So I'm really proud where we are. And I think Mike is too. I think that's what we're saying. Along those lines, I want to go back to this one real quick, but I want to start with this one too. Bicker signed for extension. He's not going anywhere, right? So I don't know much about Bickers, right? So is it a lone player? We go up. We haven't seen enough of him to see how good he is or bad he is, So, we have to wait and see. And listen, a lot of clubs sign players because it's about maybe getting a better sell-on value for them. Like I said, I just need to see more of him. We've only seen him in the cup, right?
Yeah, I mean that's really all we saw, and wasn't super impressed. But you can't judge a guy's entire potential on one match. So
for sure, absolutely, and this one I wanted to get back to too. Play Luke Young more. JJ, I agree with. I didn't think he had a great game last game. Lee is great. Our midfield is strong, but I think to that point, Lee is good going forward. He's a lot of effort. I think Gio is probably the best player at the club. I think that the problem is when you put JJ or Luke in on that third spot other than Cannon, that's where it falls off because you can't balance out what Lee does. And I think Cannon's a good player, but I don't think he brings a lot other than like effort. Yeah, he scored a couple goals, but like I'd rather see someone at a level where we can get him in there and do a little bit more. So I don't know what that player is, but that's my thought on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you summed it up pretty well. I would like to see Luke Young more, but I'm not sure where we're going with that.
We need some more match. Yeah, well, our away form is terrible. I saw something today. Did you see that? Our away form is not great. There were some stats up but we have the lowest the points away in the league. That might be not true. There's something. Our away form is not as great as our home form. Obviously, that's most teams as well. What's John H saying there?
Okay, he says that's the issue. One loss, everyone wants to pick the team apart. Not you two so much, but Wrexham fans in general. We're in a great spot. We control our destiny. Can't ask for more than that. Absolutely right. Spot on.
Yeah.
I mean, when you love a club, right, you're going to pick it apart. But you also it gets taxing after a while reading fans being like, "Oh, this is the end of the world." I completely get it. You see it in local sports here. If you're a New York fan or a Boston fan or a Los Angeles fan, those fans are awful. I tune my sports media out sometimes because it's just toxic.
Yep.
Maybe that's how they sell their stories, but I'm not for that.
No.
I want to be realistic as possible. It's hard to remove emotion from things sometimes, but we are in an absolute great spot. We just want to see what can we do, and that's what we're talking about here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can we do to just one or two more steps to get us in the next direction, the right direction? Of course, we're in the right direction, but how do we get to the next level? And that's kind of what this is. We're just two guys chatting about it.
Yeah, two guys chatting. Like I said, I fucked up the stream earlier, so I'm bringing it back up. I brought my boy Mike on. We're just having a chat, and I think I would argue that we're probably the most. We maintain positivity most of the time. We get frustrated, but it is what it is. There's obviously going to be losses on the road. I thought we could have won that game, and I think the whole team could have won that game. You listen to everyone that was talking about after the match, of course, and we'll get into they're going to be lost on the road. So on that note, this actually goes to an article here I sent to you, Mike, as well. Wrexham suffer 1-0 defeat against Newport in Welsh Derby. This has come from the Leader. Parkinson admits that the dismissal of William Boyle gave Wrexham a mountain to climb after Newport County secured the 1-0 victory. Yep, that's true. Parkinson said, we couldn't get any quality of rhythm on our play. Very true. Felt at halftime that if we could slide the balls down the sliders, on the sides of the center back, we could have given some joy, but we didn't manage to do that. So, we played with 10 men 4 or 5 times already this season and thought we could come up with points. I thought we still could have come up with the points. I really did. The magic wasn't there. It's football. It happens. It happens.
That's why we play games, right? This is one of the teams. So, this club this season and last season, I just feel like the last 10 minutes of the match, we could easily bag 2 goals. If we're down,
yeah,
it just feels that way. Maybe it's not realistic, but it feels that way.
Yeah, like you said earlier, we're in second place. Home and away. We thought we could have done the double, but it didn't happen. And I think it's just the team that, and Parkinson has said, even he said is one of those challenges where it was just too much. It was too much to ask on the players, and it happens. As a Welsh Derby traveled down. Fair play to them. They have a big match coming up. Then Newport County. I thought going into the match that they would be concentrated on Manchester United, who are coming in Tuesday, whatever it is, something like that.
Yeah, but
they were focused. They were focused.
They might be able to give Man U a little bit of a run for their money.
Yeah,
maybe.
We'll see. Yeah, unless they play a weekend side. But all right, what else we got going on here? Last one I want to get to, and Rojas and Jose Rojas and John H. Thanks for joining. And like I said, we're just like I said, I screwed up the first one. Do it another one, whatever. A little bit of Miller Diet, and I have coffee. I have coffee.
Coffee. What? It's like what, 7:30 your time?
Yeah.
10, 9:30. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 11:30 here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not really. It's a brown coffee, browner. It's not really that brown though.
Like UPS.
Like whiskey.
What will brown do for you? No.
Yeah, brown. Yeah. There you go. Goals away is low, but we have some good results too. Not Mansfield, Bradford. 15 road games are so far, and only 4 losses. My point is that things aren't close to bad. Or close to bad than goals scored. My point.
I think we agree with that. We never thought this was bad to begin with. And anyone that thinks that is probably a little bit crazy or a little bit too passionate, maybe. Slow your roll. Let's come
No,
back down to reality.
we bite your hand off. Coming into the season, you're second place halfway through. You're in. We're all in, right? I'm all in. This is fantastic. It's so good. But I think what we're striving to think is like, how do we get to that next level? We want to continue on the cup run and continue onto promotion as well. So, and on that note, so this is the other one that came up too. This is from World Soccer Talk, and if I'm repeating myself, it's because I am repeating myself because I did the show earlier. So there we go. But this is more fun. There you go. As you do that, there you go. We'll get to that in a second, John H. 1 second. So, all right, World Soccer Talk. Wrexham open to making its games free in the U.S. in the new EFL deal. So this is coming from the director Sean Harvey, who explained the reasoning behind his unconventional idea. This is a quote. I personally would love to see Wrexham games free to air in the U.S. every single week. Whilst that could have a significant financial negative impact on our P&L, profit and loss statement, actually, as long as it's readily available and easily accessible, we'd probably take our chance that we'd generate more by creating a bigger fan base than we would on revenue from individual subscribers. Before I go on, thoughts on that real quick.
I mean, I think it's absolutely brilliant. You take an immediate loss up front, but you know that you're building the brand. You're getting people that are become vested in the team. They're buying the merch. They might even be flying out to Wrexham or somewhere in the UK to watch a match. I mean, aren't we all kind of like, I know that's how I got on board. I'm sorry. Like it's this really, we were sold on the love story, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's fantastic. They're going to make hand over foot. Like it's not going to be immediate, but you're going to build a fan base for years. There are a lot of clubs in the Premier League that have, I can't say they've done something similar in that regard, but I know at least with like Spurs, they were one of the first Premier Leagues to push into the US market and just keep building it and building it and building it. But this is an even more unique and direct way to get people super engaged and super interested, where they can watch the game and they can learn the players and they can learn the culture and the cheers and stuff, where otherwise they might not because they're having to pay $35 a month on iFollow.
Yeah. So 2 points in that, one negative, one positive. Okay. If you lived in Wrexham, right, and you can't get to a game, it probably gets frustrated. Sean Winter was on talking about he struggles to get a game. So I understand that, right? But you also want to grow the club, grow the brand. So you want to, so we can grow, into, possibly being a Premier League team. So I get that point, right? The second part of that was this local pundit wouldn't be possible. You and I would not have met. We wouldn't be able to watch the game if we couldn't watch the game together and do this. We live in the States. So, I would happily pay, X amount of dollars, $33 a month or whatever the fee for the year. So we couldn't have done this. So the idea that we opened this up, what is it, a year or two ago, whatever it was, to do this is the start of the evolution of where it could be. So I agree with you. I think this is the start of what it could be. And he talks about the next few seasons as well in the article. So I don't want to take away from, my point is I don't want to take away from the locals, but I also feel like you and I are helping to grow, the club globally.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that, there are a lot of people out there now from different countries that are probably doing stuff similar like this. There's probably some on YouTube as well. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I would like there to be some kind of way that the locals, have an opportunity to buy tickets first. And I guess that's kind of how the memberships work. But you can also buy a membership too.
Yep.
But what do they have? 75 tickets for international guaranteed, like open spots. It's not a lot,
but it's enough. I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that ensures locals can still go to games, but obviously the demand is higher there too. So, maybe more locals are going to the game, and that's why folks can't get tickets as readily.
Mm-hmm. John H has the whole interview is on their YouTube channel, worth a listen. Same here. Doc fan from Boston paying 30. Yeah. So he's paying 33. Yeah, exactly. So he's watching the game for $33 a month, John H. Yeah, absolutely. And we Mike do the same thing. So I understand that, but Moving on, the world. He goes on to say, this is not a quote, but I'll leave it back to you in a second. He says it could happen, but the decision is out of the hands of Wrexham. It's up to the English EFL, English Football League, to determine as soon as next month how the international rights for seasons 24-25 through 27-28 works for the clubs in the Championship, League One, and League Two. If the EFL's current international rights deal ends at the close of this season, depending on the path that EFL chooses, the results could be transformative for clubs such as Wrexham and 71 of the EFL's clubs. So this is kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. It's come full circle. This is very interesting too. Harvey was the one that actually set up the iFollow. Now he's on the other side of it. He was the first. He was the first of his kind. Now he's the director of football. So now he's on the side of things, being on the side of on a club. So very, very interesting there. I mean, you and I both pay. What if we can watch, like, for example, this weekend, and I talked about this earlier, if we can watch Stockport this weekend on our package, if we don't have a game on Saturday, we'll do it, right? We would do that. Or
yeah, I think, yeah, you would think like this would be like, like Major League Baseball TV, right? It's I think $33 or $34 a month, or I don't know, $160 for the year, whatever it is. But you can watch every game. I mean, not in market games, unfortunately. So like where I live, I can't watch the Atlanta Braves.
Really?
Yeah, because they're on local TV, but I can watch every Boston Red Sox game if I wanted to, just not if they played at or against Atlanta.
Okay.
So that in itself is a whole nother conversation. Blackouts are dumb, whatever. I paid for the service. I should still be able to get that. You can use a VPN to get around it, by the way. But more importantly, if that package was $33 and included all the teams, I'm in.
Yeah.
Even if
a month,
they were a month, right?
Yeah.
Even if they reduced, it was just Wrexham only, reduced it to $10 a month, you're going to get so many more people to sign up.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, oh, what's 10 quid a month? I'm doing that too. By the way, sorry, John H. will probably have to pay more over here, but ESPN Plus or whatever streaming service. John, where are you watching from? Where is he? Is he in? Are you in the States, John? Is he in the States?
I don't think he's stated.
Yeah, but to your point, right? I pay $33 a month. I should have done the full year. If you get someone to pay, I mean, if I pay, oh geez, here we go. Shit.
So I'm from Boston too, so like I get it, dude. Listen, I understand it's more tribal over there, but I also want to watch. I want to watch Stockport. I want to watch Mansfield. Those are clubs that are within our shooting distance.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm from Boston too, man. It's cool.
What did I miss? I'm sorry, I must have missed it. We're probably chatting. I apologize. Yeah,
but I can't. I can only see the comments when they're on the screen.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
I didn't.
That's on me.
Yeah, I mean, I see it says Doc fan from Boston, but like I didn't know if he was talking about somebody else.
Yeah, my bad. That's on me. I was reading and I was doing 3 other things, so my apologies.
No, you're good. I can only see what's on the screen. Like when you put it up.
We got to give him the keys. Moving. So a little bit forward here. So this is back to Harvey. He said, I'm absolutely fascinated to see the response for broadcasters if that leads to move away from iFollow to any form of central distribution or even specific club distribution, whether that's paid for free to air. I'm generally comfortable with whatever we do to end up, as long as everyone is accessible to Wrexham games wherever they are in the world. Now, all right, that's fair. So I'll give him that. I'm not bagging him all. He started the iFollow. It got us here, right? What's that next evolution? So I think that's really important, So,
I think the next evolution is to make it financially accessible. $33 is a lot when everything is a streaming service these days. So you're paying, $15 for Netflix and $5 for Peacock and ESPN Plus. They raise it every year. It's now like $11.99 or something. And then, it adds up. You end up paying more than a traditional cable package.
Yeah.
So that's kind of dumb. you got to make it financially affordable to people if they really want to, get out there a little bit more. But I mean, have tiers. Why not? I don't know.
Well, look,
But I want to see the competition games too. I don't care if European clubs are more tribal. I still want to watch the competition. I follow a club. If I'm watching the Boston Red Sox, I want to see the Yankees games too, so I know what I'm getting myself into when I watch that game. I'm just
right.
going to watch everything. That's
And
just how I roll.
yeah, and especially like us, we're like, okay, when we watch our games here, we're like, okay, what's going on in the Stockport match? What's going on in the Mansfield match? When we, hopefully move up, we want to keep an eye on those things. If we don't have a game, and I think a lot of these games in the lower leagues, as you know, like it's a 3:00 game, 7 a.m. for us, 10 a.m. for you. So I would totally, if we can't watch them, I'd rather watch another game, but we can grow up what we're doing here, So I totally agree. And as you say that, $33 a month it is a lot. It is a lot
It's
of money.
stupid.
Yeah.
John says here, you just have to pay. We know that because we pay for the other games. It's just
Yeah.
like $10 to watch a Stockport or a Mansfield game, like on top
Yeah.
of the $33 you're paying a month. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah. So what happened with you? So just not to bag on iFollow. So I'm going to give an update on what you did. So you pay monthly and you wanted to go to a yearly credit for the half subscription, right? Sorry.
Yeah. So what do they do? Half season, like reduce the price, right?
Yeah.
And I'm paying monthly, so whatever. So I was like, oh, you can't edit your subscription anywhere in your profile. You can't
Right.
even cancel it. You can do that on almost every website. You don't want ESPN Plus anymore? Go into the app, log into your profile, cancel.
Yeah.
So I emailed them and I was like, hey, I'm interested in changing to, the deal half season.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed you don't even have a way to edit that or cancel. And then the people that kept writing back to me were like, oh, you want to cancel? And I'm like, oh, clearly you're not reading what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the only way to cancel is to actually email them.
Okay.
And that's somewhere in their policy. So like you're going to be perpetually charged until
It's
you email them or your card expires.
It's like trying to cancel LA Fitness out here in LA. Like you
Oh
cannot.
yeah, it's such a racket.
Yeah, you need to go in there a month earlier and be like, "Hey, I'm thinking about canceling it," and then you have to go in and like, I want to cancel. Like you can't actually. You have to like talk to LA Fitness God to actually cancel it. I'm not LA Fitness, but like one of those things. But I will go back and say I feel very lucky that we can watch the games. I think we need to keep an eye on this for us and what we do, watching and doing the watch-alongs and what we do. I think we need to keep an eye on it to see what is going to happen. I think it could change. And if he's saying right now, let me go back up this real quick. Sorry, I have the article up. What he's saying right now is like they need to figure out what they're going to do. Where is it? It expires at the end of the season, so that we need to figure out what we're going to do like sooner than later. But otherwise, either we're paying $33 a month for next year, or we get the whole season pass.
I mean, it's fine, whatever happens, but I would like it to see it more accessible to other people. More people are going to be willing to jump on if it's 10 or $15.
Yeah, I agree. There you go. There's a big one. Oh shit, my dyslexia. I had the opposite experience. Email them. There you go. The rules when you sign up, 5-day notice to cancel a monthly sub. Sorry, if you switch over to yearly, monthly auto ends, and you will be refunded if needed. Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Well done. Okay. Well, shoot. What time is it? It's 10 of 9. Oh my god, it's way past my bedtime. iPhone sucks. It's
He's so right.
Look,
at least it's a reliable stream for the most part.
Yeah, I say this. Somebody asked me why I started watching the games. I started watching the games on iFollow. Like I said, my cat had cancer. He was up early. I was taking care of him, and I put us together. I would have never been able to watch the games on my iPad and do that. You know what I mean? So I kind of have a affinity toward it just because of like a period I have of my my animal. But now, where we are now, I want to see where we're going to go, and I want to do that. And, it's obviously at the same time it's helping me, several people like Mike and everyone else that comes in. So it's kind of cool. So I can't hate on it. It sucks, but it's awesome at the same time, right?
The catch-22.
It's such a catch-22. All right. Yeah. Anything else on your end you want to circle up for the weekend? What do you got before we pop off here? Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So this weekend I'll be home Wednesday night.
Okay.
Is it Monday right now?
It is Monday.
I feel
Thanks,
like it's
John.
Saturday.
It could be Saturday.
Have a
Monday.
good one, John.
Yeah, John. We'll see. Yeah, the East Coast, the Boston guys. I love it.
Yeah, we got Boston guys.
Yeah.
It brought out my accent too.
Yeah. You and Charlie. I'm from Connecticut, so I can't say much. I live in LA, but I'm from Connecticut, so I really can't say shit. But yes. Wrap up for the weekend. We had a call on the weekend. We talked, but what are your thoughts? Do you think we'll make moves? How are you feeling? If they were like 48 hours after the game.
I don't think anything substantial is going to change.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like anything's really moving. We need a spark. I don't know. Yeah, I'm here till Wednesday, and then I'm free on the weekend, so I'm going to be able to pay attention a little bit more to. Oh no, Wait, South Africa.
Oh, he's SA, yeah. Australia here on FL. Yeah. Oh man. Oh my god. Hey guys. All right, we'll stay out. We'll stay out for a couple more minutes if you want. Yeah,
Gosh,
you guys.
I have a full day of a full conference day tomorrow too, but I'm hanging.
I dragged him. Yeah, you said on a Miller diet in there. I dragged him into it. This is on me. This is actually no. This is on. Who was the guy that who's? I'll pop it in here. Who's the guy that told me that the stream sucked? I'm calling him out in a good way. Hold on one second. I mean this. That's why we're here. Who was the guy? Sorry. He said the stream. Somebody said the stream sucked, and that's why we're here. Fuck, I can't find it.
You need me to call some people, break some legs? I don't know.
Yeah, I got a guy. I know a guy. I'm gonna get it. One second. Mike. Oh, Michael Koss. Is he in here? There he is. Yeah, Michael. Yes, that's why I'm here. Michael's. Look.
We're still here.
Oh shit. Cancel. Michael. You see that?
I see it. It's a little blurry, but I see it.
Yeah, Michael. That's why we're here. 6:40. Yeah, I came back on.
All your fault.
Yeah, it's all your fault. It's all your fault.
I have a full day of programming tomorrow, and probably have to make a speech of some sort. And here I am because you said the previous show sucked.
Yeah, you said the sound sucked. The sound was so bad. Yeah, so I got Mike. Here we go. I love it. And this 354 on Tuesday in Australia. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god.
You know what? I'm gonna be burned out by 354 on Tuesday our time.
Yeah. So we're gonna call Hip Karma, and we're gonna call Michael Koss. Michael, we came back on because I know it sucked. I apologize, and we don't want to do that to you. So, but Mike had a wrap up here. We're gonna do that real quick. There you go.
We have an acronym in Boston that we use in situations when it's like, "Oh, you suck," GFY. You know what that means, right?
Go look yourself. Actually, I'm so glad, Michael, you told me it sucked, and Rojas and everyone, John. Yeah, Hip Karma.
Well, I was I would be out getting probably a little bit too drunk with colleagues right now at this conference. Yep. If you hadn't hit me up, because I was chilling in my room and thinking about going back downstairs to the bar to mingle with everyone. And usually this is like the first real night of the conference, so it gets a little wild. You've probably saved me. Tomorrow I won't be banged up. I'm just having this Miller Lite, which is like water,
Water. You just
because CVS doesn't.
Right.
No, it's complete hydration. CVS does not carry real beer, and that's the only option I had other than the bar downstairs. And if I went to the bar downstairs, I'd be stuck there for hours talking to people.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at breaking the arm and walking away, doing the coyote ugly thing.
No, you gotta. It's all about the Irish exit. It's like, oh shit.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I did it once and it felt so good about it. I was proud of myself because I'd never
Yeah.
done it before. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
I've been doing the Irish exit for years. It's like, oh man, and you don't even say where you're going. You just it's out, and then half hour, 40 minutes later, they realize you're gone. You know what I mean? So yeah. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, listen, we're working on it, everything, and as you know, like we've been doing this how long? Like a couple months, watching the games, and everything. We're just building as we go. We're gonna screw up. It's gonna be fun, and we're gonna grow. We've been on
We're
for a while.
learning.
Yeah, we're gonna learn. Here we go. Watching Aussie Coco off there. Boston. Yeah, you're suburb.
Oh,
That's on. I'm out. I'm out for that
guy.
Yeah.
We're talking West Roxbury guy. Listen.
Hey guy. Hey guy.
I've been living in South Carolina now for 11 years because my job transferred. You lose the shit after a while. You might hear me say y'all every once in a while. It's embarrassing, but it's a product of being in South Carolina for 11 years. But 36 years in Massachusetts. I lived in Beverly for a number of years. Maybe John knows some of those places.
It's a Miller Lite, yeah. There you go, guy.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck yourself.
No, it's all good fun. That's fine. No one wants a strong Southie accent. It's pretty horrendous. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, it's loving it. All right, so I'll wrap it up. So here, I'll give you an update. So we'll do shows during the week. I'm working on, as you know, we're working on getting this. I know there's like 4 people on there. I have Photoshop and I have OBS. As you know, OBS. Michael Koss, it sucked. I get it. The sound sucked. I need help. It's just someone to show me how to do it. We'll have shows during the week for news and updates. If you like the live stuff, we'll start doing more lives. I think that's actually more fun. Mike and I probably can handle that. Find more times. And then what else? So Saturday we don't have a game. But I might be traveling to Connecticut. Here we go. That's on you. I'm going to leave that Saturday as you read that.
Jesus
Saturday,
Christ, it's in the Boston city limits.
We've gone way off.
Beverly is not Boston, but I lived on the North Shore. Like,
come
to. Let me say, like, you go to anywhere else in the country and you say, "Oh, I'm from, Newton, Massachusetts," or you say, "I'm from Salem," like whatever. It doesn't matter. Lawrence, Massachusetts. They'd be like, "So where's that?" You say Boston.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. Like if you live in New York City, you live in Westchester County. You're not saying I'm from Westchester County.
Where's John from exactly? Is he from?
I don't know. He just said Boston, but I mean he could just be meaning it the same way. West Roxbury is in city limits of Boston.
Yeah, we're gonna map that out. John, you might have maybe he's not from Boston. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. He's been gone so long.
Probably. No, he's from Framingham. It's not even close.
Thanks for prayer. There you go. I can't.
Boston is Boston. West Roxbury is Boston. The police that service it, they're Boston police, not West Roxbury police.
We pay. Okay, it's like he threw
the bait, reeled you right in. He's right.
South Boston. I love it. All right. We could do this all night. It's great.
He's gonna have to talk to my buddy Jimmy Williams from Southie.
Oh my. You guys have been great. Listen, we're gonna do shows this week. We'll do the Wrexham News and Update show, and we'll talk about John H. Come on, and Hip Karma, whatever you want, please. Everyone, come on. You're always welcome. I love this. Mike loves it too. We'll do shows this week. I'm going to be in Connecticut probably on Saturday. Maybe we'll do a game from Connecticut. Maybe we'll do Stockport Knots. Maybe we'll do Stockport Knots. Something like that.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. And then Monday, big day.
29th, Blackburn. Let's get them.
Yeah. Yes, Mike, I know. Born and raised.
No, Jimmy was born and raised. Born and raised in Southie.
John, come on. I'm going to drop it in the chat.
I know plenty of people born in Boston in the hospital, and then they, live in the suburbs. That doesn't make them Boston. It's your attitude.
Oh my God!
Something takes a little. They just make it harder, They're very protective. I understand. It's quite a community. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, I
I
love
love
it.
it.
All right, on that bombshell, dude, it's good to see you, man. Have a good. Hey, I'm glad we saved you from going out to the bar for all night, but we'll
Save my liver.
you said you live. Hunt down the clip of Southie accent. This Aussie's curious. Oh, go on. Give it Southie accent before we go for.
Oh, I can't do that. I'm not from Southie, but you can watch like one of those.
Go watch The Departed.
Yeah.
Hip Karma. Go watch The Departed. Yeah, literally go watch The Departed. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you're just Beverly, not Boston. I didn't grow up in Beverly. I just lived there for a few years. Like, Beverly's freaking sweet, though.
Yeah.
I was like a 10-minute walk to the beach. It was perfect.
Yeah. Go watch The Departed. No, The Departed. Yes, with
Or The Town.
Or The Town. Yeah.
That was a good one.
The Departed or Town.
Well, I'm not from Southie. Like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. It sounds like trash anyway, but I love you.
There you go. I love you. John. All right. All right. On that note, on those bombshells, we're going to sign up. This was the replay show. It wasn't the same show because the sound sucks. We'll do more of these. Listen, like, share, subscribe. Oh, here we go. Or Boston. There we go.
Boston.
Boston. Promises, John H. Oh, shit. Yeah, listen, we're trying to get to 500, then to 1,000. Then we can do a lot more of this stuff so we can make it more interactive. We'll do like super chats and things like that. So lots of fun happened. This is the replay show with Mike. It's good to see
it went downhill quick. We turned into a Boston show.
we had 6 minutes. So we were here for an hour. We had 6 minutes of this. Fuck, you're not from Boston. I'm from Connecticut. I'm from Durham, Connecticut. So yeah, there you go. Love it.
I mean, he likes all New York sports teams. Like, really, we should be ganging up on him.
That's true. He is wearing red. All right. On that bombshell, we're gonna wrap this up. That's a news and update show. Wrexham, January 22nd. We'll have a show tomorrow, and it's good to see you, man. Well, I'll talk to you get in the Discord. We'll talk to you soon. Talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, be well, guys.
All right, later. Get some rest.